Welcome to another episode of the Top Corner Podcast Reactions, and we are reacting today to the greatest era of football by Magical Messi. This video is it's an how do you call it? It's the word. I'm liking the word for it, and it was
it's like
just
a
my head.
it's like a highlight package of like the rivalry of Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi.
So
it's not so much about like particular plays, but just what their rivalry means to the game.
If you miss this era, man, it's gonna be difficult to catch up, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, and it's things like this that are and luckily it's a good time in technology as well, where their whole rivalry and that's part of what this thing talks about. It was all documented in perfect quality, so you can really watch both players develop, the rivalry ensue, tons of interviews and stuff. Like this is probably the most well documented rivalry in football, which is very cool to see.
And there's no introduction to these guys. It's Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You'll never find these two guys anymore. I mean, if we do, it's probably not in the nearest time. So let's roll.
Yep, perfect. Absolutely shredded though, and it just and Leo never had that excellent that physique.
No, I don't think he was working out for
that. He didn't have to train that hard. Near post, man.
Oh, that's 2013-14, I think so.
Wow.
I would say this.
Maybe it is a bit more of a highlight package.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would say this. I think Barcelona, Real Madrid, they kind of reached their peak in terms of rivalry in 2014 and 15.
It's funny, like you look at a lot of those highlights just now. A lot of them were Ronaldo in the top corner from deep, and then Messi like in the middle, just slinking off little daggers into the side corners. It's just very different styles of play.
Would they have been able to, that's the question that I always ask myself, would they have been able to do this and keep this up, the relentlessness that they've shown without each other? If they was out on their own, no one else around, would they continue?
I think that's Will Ferdinand. I knew was him talking.
Yeah, 100%. I think all the great
it's always good when you see a legend in their own right really putting over new guys that are worthy of it as well.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of other sports and a lot of other modes of expression that the older guys want to put down the newer guys to keep themselves up, and seeing guys agree with Ferdinand, that's always good.
Yeah, but the thing is that you couldn't even do that with these guys.
It's undeniable at a certain point.
Yeah, it's what are you doing, bro?
Look at that, Barack.
Was he holding a Ronaldo shirt?
I think it was a Messi shirt. The haircuts, man. The getting someone's face shaved into the side of your head's funny.
We gotta react to this guy Lampard. I loved him.
Yeah.
They're both delivering big games. We've seen them scoring Champions League finals in huge matches all over the world. They're different footballers. One's diminutive, one's a kind of Adonis, but they give so much to the game.
Yeah, they do.
That
I remember that because I argued with that in our neighborhood.
The weekend just gone, Messi comes off the bench, rescues the game for Barcelona. They're doing it week in, week out, and it's.
Messi was just like every week, day in, day out in the Spanish league. My goodness.
Yeah.
It's something you just had to be there to see, to enjoy the games. There was always something happening.
Well, it's just like what makes them so special is that they were competing against each other even when they weren't playing in the same games. Because it's always, it was always
it was always the case. Always, what did Ronaldo do? What did Messi do? How the weekend? And I know on Mondays, all football pundits would be like, "This is what happened. This is what happened." Oh man,
who had the better game? And it's like, but they're not even playing the same team. It's just like, it's very cool.
I loved every minute of that.
But the numbers, the statistics of these two are truly extraordinary.
And I think at this stage, like in 2013, if Ronaldo is running on that left flank and he cuts in and he's gonna shoot,
it's over.
It
over.
Was in. That was like everybody knew that.
Yeah, he was still doing that till his late years at Madrid, man. He was still just lethal on the wings.
Yeah, he probably just kind of stopped that like in 15, 16. That's when he faded in terms of being so technical.
The pace. Yeah.
Yeah, and he kind of just become like a goal poacher.
Yeah.
Because you had also Marcelo. Marcelo will occupy all that wing. That's one thing I always liked about Marcelo.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just competing for league titles, for Champions League titles, and then Ballon d'Or title. Like, there was not a single level of the game where they weren't competing against each other. It's just great.
Spanish football reached the heights of the heights.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that. Look at that.
I remember when I played against Diego Maradona and met him on a couple of occasions. Obviously, the '86, the World Cup game where, not the handball goal, the other goal. It was the one time in my whole career where I felt like I ought to applaud. I mean, you get those sort of moments of players having a respect for genius.
Like, those kids will probably grow up to be very jaded fans overall. Because they, so look at that. Such great moments when they're so young that they're going to watch the rest of they're going to watch the sport for the rest of their lives, but it's never going to feel the same way again.
Definitely.
They're going to be like 50 years old going, that son of a bitch is no Messi. It's like, well, yeah. I hate him.
I think, I can't split them at the moment, but I think they are over all the eras. And, we see old videos, it's not easy to compare, but the ruthlessness, not just the ability, but the hunger and the ruthless finishing. And
the longevity.
Game after
I remember that.
I remember that.
Important games, things that we take for granted. It's not been done before to this level. It hasn't.
You know what's crazy? I think when Kroos came in Madrid, that was such a good transfer.
Yeah.
Because when he came in, I think they had just won the World Cup, Germany, and Madrid Madrid was here, and they just took a sudden exponential. Because like 15, 16, 17. They were winning.
Yeah, and that was when I really started watching a lot, was when they were in the middle of that three-peat back to back.
I remember they were like, oh, nobody has ever doubled the Champions League. That was the first argument. Then Zidane, they doubled it after we're like, oh, nobody's ever going to three-peat. They did it.
Yep. So what do you think, Messi beard or Messi no beard?
Messi no beard was so dangerous.
Because I've seen pretty much every big highlight that he's ever had. When he had the long hair and no facial hair, oh man, that was pure magic.
Yeah,
because that's when he was that.
Messi ever.
Yep, that was when he had his pace.
It's like he will have that little pace because his pace is not. He's not too fast, but he's like this,
short spaces.
Short spaces, like he. Just like a little car, stop, stop, stop. Yep. It was so difficult to get a hold of.
Yep, definitely. This little man. I hate when they call him that. Like I get it, but like this little man. Like, no, be nice. Take it easy. There you go. Yeah, I mean.
You know what? I feel like they should have never Ronaldo and was it Rafael? No, Rafael Benitez. Oh, I keep forgetting the president of Madrid.
Yeah,
they should have never had a fallout, because if he had stayed there too, I could see him getting at least 1 or 2 Ballon d'Ors again.
Yeah.
And I could have seen him getting going to going to an extra mile of what he was already. So.
Like, it was smart to send him to Juventus when they did, because he was going to drop in quality overall. Not too much, though, but they sold him when they could get the most out of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are right, though. I think that if he had spent 2 more years, he had more to give.
Mm-hmm.
He had more to give than what ended up being squandered ultimately at Juventus.
Yeah.
But yeah. Good stuff, man. Obviously the most well-documented football rivalry, but then you start looking at individual rivalries in team sports, in other sports. They're just nothing compared to it at all.
Yeah, especially in basketball, the only rivalry. It's not still comparable to this in football, but it's probably like the Magic and Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Just because of what they did for basketball at that time. Yep. But this,
and it's funny because the teams match up too, because it's Real Madrid, Barcelona, and then Lakers and Celtics, the two winningest teams in NBA. So but that would be the only comparable one, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And even then, it's just not the same.
I don't know about all the other sports as far as like
it's gotta be like team based
team sport, but I don't see. No, this is the.
If anyone disagrees with that shit, tell us in the comments. What's the best or second best? Because we'll agree this is the best.
Yeah.
What is the second best singular individual rivalry in team-based sports?
Yeah.
And if it's not Magic Johnson and Larry
something
Bird,
like
let me
week
know.
in, week out, where you are looking forward to the game, you're looking forward to argue with your boys who's the best, who did what like what
when you're
happened.
Comparing the individual players' stats when they're not even playing in the same matchups. That's when you know it's something special.
Yeah. So guys, go comment, subscribe.
Even if it's just to tell us how stupid we are.
Yeah,
comment on this bullshit. Like the video, but then just rip us to shreds in the comments.
Send us a recommendation. Do whatever you can.
Everything.
Go subscribe.
Everything that you can do. Do everything. It's like a full-time job.
Yeah. Go listen to our podcast too. We got links in our description.
We had tons of shit for you. Okay. We provide for you, son.
Yeah.
So clean your room.
All right.
Goodbye.
Have a good